If you're in a tournament, you're probably going to want to shuffle with the piles. It's kind of the way to go. But since we're just testing here, just do this a few times. Yep. Okay. Draw. Whoa. Cut the deck, maybe. Draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, that's not too bad, honestly. This is definitely a keepable hand. We kind of have a lot of land, actually, which is not that great. I think we'd want to start out with a hedge maze here. Oh. Guess we'd keep that on top, honestly. Then we're grabbing the stomping ground. It could probably come into play untapped here, because you're oftentimes, well, at least it used to be that way, you're oftentimes trying to get things done right away in Modern. So if it was untapped, oh, actually, wait a minute, there's no benefit to having untapped, so oh, the benefit here to have it untapped would be as if we hit the Greater Gargadon. Meaning, actually, what we should have done, the correct play, was to play this incubation before cracking that. Didn't even realize that, but we should have played incubation before cracking that to decide, so we could play, especially because this is a sorcery. So we would do this. I'm going to do it properly, just so I know. So it looks like we wouldn't hit that, but we do get to grab the subtlety. And so we would bring it in tapped, because we didn't hit the Gargadon. Just kind of an important note there. So just remember to always play your incubation before cracking your land if you don't know what you're going to do. I think that's one example. There might be a couple more others, but go to turn here. This would be turn 3. And this is where you, ooh, that's unlucky. Where you kind of have the combo. Still have the combo. Question would be what the other players are doing, because we would have either used Commandeer last turn, maybe Subtlety. There is a chance we would have done 2 subtleties if we really thought that would have been worth it, but in this situation, I think I would grab a planes here. Take another damage, grab a planes. So there's 2 down there. Okay. Grab the planes. Honestly, the way I see it, it would probably want to suspend the restore balance here. That's assuming we're not like under threat of death. And it's first game, say they don't even know our combo. Now that gives away our combo, but it's okay. So yeah, this would be another sort of considering here. This would be at 5. So this is where you'd probably want to play the combo. It's Cascade. Be kind of nice, honestly. this would be played. Then that Ardent Plea would resolve. You probably would have had to either discard cards. We don't know what would have happened here. You maybe had just this in your hand and had something under your control here. Would have been a good time maybe to work that out. Especially if you commandeered, for this game, say we commandeered. That'd be a really strong play, because then you would have commandeered, say, their Planeswalker, ideally. Would have had 2 cards. Still would have had a lot going on. We have this thing, which does become relevant eventually. And just remember, you're only playing 3 Restore Balances, so that's 2 of them. So if we draw one, we're pretty much hooped if we want to cascade in anything. Good news is, though, actually, in this situation, you kind of want to keep this in your hand. Because got to be doing this incubation first is the key. 1, 2, 3. By the way, that is a subtlety. But in this situation, you definitely want to get the combo. Unless for some reason you thought the subtlety would have helped you. But I think the combo is the correct play here, because you want to be doing that pretty quick. Especially if you have a threat that you stole from them with the Commandeer. And so it'd still be your turn. You could play this. Thing is, you don't really want to if you're planning to combo and then come back afterwards. So you kind of could leave it up, and you can play this on their turn. Looks like you only had the ice rather than the fire. Actually, that would have been better to go the other way. Guess you always want to leave your stomping ground up. I think it's one of your strongest lands. So then you'd have that option if you wanted to use the fire. Say you use the fire. Sometimes it's better to use the fire just because you don't draw the card. In this deck, sometimes you don't want to have the card. So when it goes back to your turn, you've got 3 turns for another Restore Balance. Oh wow, and you've got another potential Restore Balance here too. And because there's no way to sacrifice things, sometimes it's worth it to just not put a threat, especially if you've got the Planeswalker threat, whatever that is. Just play another Ardent Plea. Otherwise, you'd be swinging in for 3 at a time, and then you might protect their creature incidentally in 3 turns. It's really unlikely, but could happen. There it is. So it's a lot of cards, but that would have been our last Restore Balance. The sideboard, we're playing Endurance, 3 of them, I think. So there is this sort of switch out combo where you can start pitching your green spells. And it also allows you to start reshuffling your graveyard, which would be really nice. But yeah, this would have resolved. Kind of would have been the last one coming up here, because it goes to 2. And honestly, they probably don't have a lot. They might have something, because we're actually kind of giving them a lot. Depends on your matchup. If this was the Breach combo, we kind of were hooped. We would have had to like commandeer the Breach or something. That would have been the play. But yeah, we got that, which hits nothing. So I think we hold off on it, honestly. We would just wait. Goes down again. Maybe even play that land. We would have played that land. And then on this turn, next turn, this actually resolves. I guess we sack that. Fail to find. People know about that rule. That's when you just search through your deck and can't find the card you're looking for. So you're allowed to do that just by sacking it, not doing anything. Pain of life, of course, but this would have come in, hit, no creatures. Wow, we would have been really drawing some blanks here, but I guess that would have been sort of our play. Maybe that Shardless Agent was the best play. Done this, it goes through our whole deck, it shuffles, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, maybe Shardless Agent was better. We should have been swinging in. There's the Gargadon, but came a bit late. I think we'll do one more game here. We're not really getting into the sideboard at all, but at the beginning you kind of want to just understand some basic fundamentals of how you're going to be piloting the deck, because there's going to be a lot of choices you're going to be making based off of what the opponent does. So just kind of thinking about what you want to have up and ready.